And Future Farmers of America, going to high school with Janine Ford, if you remember her from as a newscaster. I remember alfalfa fields, cold riding a motorcycle and the cold irrigation cooling you off as you ride along in the streets, and just a special time. And I love Gilbert, and of course I'm in Chandler now, but we just have a great relationship with Gilbert and fond memories.
Then there's a nice prize coming. And we got two more. Please.
I dressed up for the occasion. My name is Joe Briggs. I worked with First Interstate Bank. I retired from there. Also, I've been a young veteran. I used to come here back in 1968 to pick up a friend of mine who lived over here. His name was Ronald Elton Middle. We called him the Mayor of Gilbert. They had about 5,000 people here then. We would stop at this Circle K down on, I think it was Houston. No, not quite Houston. I think it was somewhere near. It's the only store in this town. We buy our cigarettes when we used to smoke. Go to work. But I like the city so well, we moved over in 1988 from Mesa.
Let's see if there's one more. Oh, Victor. Are you doing this just to get the prize? No, you've got some great right up there with yours, please.
I was prompted by seeing Mrs. Pugh, as I knew her. Actually, I ran track with her daughters in high school. They were fast, I will tell you that. So Gilbert High School, class of '96, my freshman year in high school, Gilbert High School was still the only high school in Gilbert. So if that dates anything, that tells you where we come from there. So,
what was your graduating class?
okay, 96, wait, class of '96, we had about 800 students.
And we had 150 in '76.
Say that in the microphone so people can hear that.
And we had 150 in our class when we graduated in '76.
Thank you. Thank you for those comments. Before we get on with the show, there was something that, so I came here as a young dad, and it feels like that I too grew up in Gilbert. And with great appreciation for all of you. And from a regional perspective, making this such a great place. I have a lot of wonderful memories, and I just share one because it happened just last week. Thinking about growing up in Gilbert, all these experiences that we cherish and we realize would have never happened anywhere else. And so here's what happened last week. I didn't even have this on my bucket list, but I added it after. I went to an event, and I had an opportunity to lean down and listen, and all of a sudden I realized I understood. So last Monday, February 2nd, last week, was Groundhog Day. I met many of you at the Riparian Park, and there to greet me was Buttercup. Buttercup is a Gilbert resident. Buttercup also grew up in Gilbert. And I leaned down and I understood what Buttercup was saying. She saw her shadow. And so I had to announce 6 more weeks of winter. But it was a Gilbert, Arizona winter. And then I was presented with this document. This is an official document. It says, let it be known to all those that on this, the second day of February 2015 at the Gilbert Riparian Preserve at Water Ranch, Mayor John Lewis has been certified as an official interpreter of the language of groundhogese, the ancient and honorable language of massive mermaids. So there's a lot more to me growing up, and I have more to come. But last week, another great event in my life. received a certified document that I know how to speak Groundhogese. And so on behalf of all those who have organized this event, especially our Gilbert digital team, who have this talent of finding ways to bring a community together in a short amount of time. They were even excited to tell me that this year's presentation is only 15 minutes. And sometimes, as we know, short but sweet has a great impact. And so when we think about the theme, Growing Up Gilbert, it's a message to each of us that, yes, we want to look back on 2014. We want to look ahead to 2015, which is a typical state of the town. But with this theme, I also encourage all of us to realize that in so many ways, we are building a community for the future. A community for our children, a community for our grandchildren. And I wanted to do just one more thing, and then we'll start. In addition to that Dairy Queen experience, when a mom and dad, young parents, came to this community and looked around, we also said, what a great place to raise a family. And part of that was because of the education opportunities here. On the back of the program that you have received or will receive, our major sponsor for this premiere is St. Xavier University. St. Xavier University from Chicago will be opening up in downtown Gilbert, fall of 2015. That will be a wonderful part of our 2015. But it's symbolic to me of 30 years of my experience of premier education, of some of the finest teachers, administrators, both K through 12 and higher ed. So before I give the signal to start our digital state of the town, would any of you in this room that have anything to do with education, and it may be that you are an employee of our local 3 school districts, or a charter school, or a private school, and maybe you are a parent who's volunteering PTSO, but, and I guess in a way we're all going to be standing, but those who are directly involved with the education in this community, if you could please stand and be recognized. Those who just stood are symbolic of why we came to Gilbert. And we thank you for that. And we've got more to do. And so Growing Up Gilbert will continue. At this point, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the 2015 Digital State of the Town.